Graphs are the new gold. Your speech was about this. Can you try to explain us what graphs are and how can they use to speed up online learning and decision making?
Sure, I'll be happy to. So the graphs are kind of the mathematical model that helps us model interactions, right? So one example is the interaction between people, right? So you're a person and you have friends, right? So you have kind of relationships, and graphs model just that. Like graphs would put like one node for each person, and the link between those would be exactly that relationship. Very good example is our social networks, right? They try to if you're connected to someone in social network, then you have this kind of interaction between a person. And now how it can speed it up. Right? A lot of times we want to learn about things. You want to learn what you like, what you want to, you like preferences. So the AI can help you, make good choices. The thing is that if we actually would try to learn about every user independently, we would have to interact with every single person, right? There are 7 billion people on the planet, and so this will be very slow. And so graphs, since they model this interaction, they can kind of help that, you are maybe similar to your friends, and I can learn something about you without even talking to you, right? And this is one way how you can use graphs, and there are many others, and this I just described those in my talk.
So what are the other ways that graphs can be useful?
Okay, so other ways are, for example, you can, a graph could model other kinds of network, not just a social network. Like for example, going from home to your work, it's you're going to the set of little road segments, right? You go, turn the right, and so this is modeled by graph. When every crossroad is a node, and then every route is a graph. And what you like to do when you go to work, you will minimize the time you get there, right? So minimize the traffic. So every time you go, you don't know what the traffic will be, but you would like to learn it. This street that's at 10 a.m. is so busy, so maybe I'll take another one, right? And so side observation is that, when you take the crossroad, you're not only seeing your street, but you're seeing all the side streets. And so these are exactly, these are like side edges that are coming from the graph. And so exactly like getting this extra information that you would not consider if you would just care about your road, that could help you, right? So these are kind of extra free samples that you can use.
How do you think AI will develop in the coming 5 or 10 years, and how will it change our everyday life?
I think it will be just much more connected, and we will even perceive it less, because we already have lots of AI, like all the phones, all the interactions are all powered with AI. There are things, maybe this camera is adjusted in light based on some kind of AI algorithm. So I think it will be much more communicated, and I think will be not even perceive it. I think there will be just much more connected. But I think I don't expect any big disruption, of it. It will be just going to be very, very slow. Very slow improvements that we have, with few things. Oh, now we can do more. You can take these self-driving cars, right? You see that, we're talking about it now. Well, no, first self-driving cars were, several decades ago. They were just not good enough to be put on the road. So things are kind of, maybe more slowly improving. But since, we only learn them when they actually, become super relevant. And so, I'm hoping also, I'm trying to encourage that more and more things become super relevant, right? So, the example that I gave my talk was helping, patients, discover if there's some anomalies in medical decisions. Well, if this improves, patient will not notice it, as an AI. It's if the bad decision will just not happen, So, we will see it in improved statistics on health, but we will not see that, there's some kind of, magical AI that's trying to do it. So I think it will be just much more ambient.